We're back. Hey guys, welcome back to the AFTERBUZZ TV Voltron After Show on the AFTERBUZZ Animation channel. We are looking at Season 6, Episodes 1 and 2. And today we are going to talk about time travel for fun and profit, unrequited love, and 2 different versions of the dumpster fire. We'll see you after the opening, and team, it's time to form Voltron.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
Yay! Yay! Oh God! Breaking the
For
set.
those of you listening, we just did the time warp in our seats.
It is just a step to the left. It is.
And then a step to the right.
Put your hands on your hips.
And bring your knees in tight.
Oh wait.
And this is a kid's show.
Ever actually watched the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show? It is bonkers.
Without napping? No. The dinner scene. Every time.
I think we need to get you into one of those midnight showings at a theater, give you a bag of popcorn and
I've been
whatnot.
pelted with plenty of bread, thank you very much.
Oh, I miss those days.
It is so nice to be back with you guys.
Yeah!
Oh my God, it's been since like March?
It's been like
January?
2 seasons.
It's been a chunk of time. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are the AFTERBUZZ TV Voltron After Show on the AFTERBUZZ TV Animation channel. We've made it to Season 6. It may have broken us, but we're here. We're looking at Episodes 1 and 2, Omega Shield and Razor's Edge. And with me tonight,
Words.
my brain is doing a time warp all on its own.
Take 2.
And with me tonight, I have Yellow Lion Mark Donica.
Much like a Batgirl episode of Batman 66, I'm here because it's a special occasion, I suppose. Not playing to the audience. As Princess Pony said in chat, maybe not a particular type of thrust, but a what? Brain.
Just thrusters.
A killing thrust.
Yeah!
Happy to be back. Hi, everybody.
Princess Ponies has already won chat, and we're like 5 minutes in.
I know.
Nicely done.
I love it.
Blue Lion, Alexis Torres.
Hi guys, I have questions.
Green Lion, Megan Salinas.
Hey guys, I have feelings.
Red Lion, Emma Fife is out traveling in time. So you can follow her on her social medias, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I am Black Lion, Katie Cullen. And I don't have answers.
I feel like
Woo! I think what we're gonna do tonight, because as y'all may have noticed, it's the 4 of us in the studio. We're having an intimate family gathering. I think tonight we're just gonna keep it to episodes 1 and 2. We're not gonna do maybe for the last 10 minutes we'll have a feelings vomit about the entire season, but for the most part we're just gonna talk about the first 2 episodes. So for the so as to not spoil your fellow fans, keep spoilers out of the hashtag, keep spoilers out of the live chat, keep spoilers out of the comments, at least until we say, hey, it's a free-for-all, it's fair game, and then we can do that. But for now, be kind.
be cool, guys. Don't
Don't spoil people about that crazy plot twist in episode 5. We'll talk about that later.
I got that.
Real spoiled for me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, someone DM'd me. They're like, "Did you see what happened in episode 5?" Blah, blah, blah,
And you're
blah.
like,
And I
no,
was
not yet.
Nope. Thanks, though.
Not all of us can stay up till midnight on Thursday.
When you got a 9 to 5.
Somebody DM'd you about the cave-in when everybody died?
Yeah, it was awful.
That's so upsetting.
I know.
Megan, I'm not
And
done
then
with
the
the season
aliens.
yet.
No! I'm so sorry, Mark.
And then the aliens came. Wait, that's episode 1.
That's every
the whole
episode.
series is. And then the aliens came.
Then the aliens came, and one of them said, Keith, I am your mother.
Was that last season?
It
Anyway.
was last
It was
season.
last season.
I don't remember that.
Okay, bless this ridiculous show. Let's talk about the Shield planet. Let's talk about probably the worst possible planet that they could have settled, but here we are anyway, with radiation that happens every 5 or so Doboshes
Yeah.
on the Dobosh.
On the dope.
5 Doboshes on the Dobosh.
Every Dobosh on the Dobosh. Come on, that's how it works.
No, it's
I
correct.
have many a question about why this planet. I know that there are lots of planets in the galaxy, many of which are habitable. What's up with this one that makes it so special?
I mean,
we're just
clearly
gonna go with why.
it's a labor planet, so there must be something that they're mining for that's like really
That's fair.
important, and that's why
Some
they do
sort
that.
of maybe
those other energy sources that aren't quintessence
Yeah.
or possibly manufacturing. They just said labor.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It's just a general weed.
They also didn't say what species was doing the labor.
No, they didn't.
There was a lot. I have a couple theories. One, Lotor was speaking way before any of the but also it's a slave planet came out. But I think also
Lotor.
a valuable resource. And they went, oh, this is cool. And they plopped down a civilization before all of the solar flares started coming through. And as they did, they were like, we've got all of these not slaves and valuable resources that we need to mine.
What's the
it's
word for
like
that?
kryptonite.
Prisoners who have jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like Dragon Riders of Pern. Hey, we colonized a planet. Oh, shoot, there's threat.
What a pull! Jeez!
Excuse me, I read the backstory book before I read any of the other books, so my timeline on that is just screwed. Yeah, way in the past.
Ditto Dado in the chat said, this planet looks dangerous. Colonize it.
I mean, victory or death,
Isn't
right?
that like a typical Galra thing to do, though? Like, oh, so like this planet is super dangerous, and anybody who tries to habitate this planet will surely die.
I dare you to colonize it.
Yeah.
I dare you to colonize it. I double dog dare you to colonize it.
Oh, no.
Too late! I'm already in the middle of colonizing it.
I think there's a deleted scene of Lotor saying, Princess Allura, this planet reminds me of a planet that your father once found the thing. And just knows it up.
Okay.
Too many.
We got it. Jeez.
Anyway.
Oh my God,
said
bless
it under a
Lotor.
cough.
I feel like we can't
I
have a
respect your father.
yeah. I want to be your father. I wish he was my father. I feel like we can't
Daddy
have a
issues?
full-on conversation about Lotor quite yet. I think we should shelve that for a little bit, aside from, did anyone else just get the shipping vibes here? Like crazy?
I've had
Are we, wait, no. It's because I have a question. I have a question. Are we talking about the two Galra on Shield Planet? Or who are we talking about? Okay.
We are absolutely talking about Lon and Bogue. Thank
think-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
It's
picking up on that.
so sweet that Hunk helped them find love.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, let's talk about Hunk and Dyak for a little bit. God bless Dyak.
This was an excellent pull because I don't know how many sort of fans, just if this is their first time with the Voltron franchise, might have made this connection. But there was a nanny character in the original Voltron.
Really?
She was actually Allura's nanny. And so I think it's interesting that they've taken that type of character and instead given it to Lotor.
I also love that my boy didn't understand what the hell a governess was. That made me so happy. Oh, it's your nanny? Governess. I was like, there's a difference.
I mean,
One's allowed to hit you.
I mean, on the very, very basic level, not really.
I mean, yes, but you know.
Plus, it's so easy, and of course, he's jealous of Lotor, so it's so easy to be like, "Oh, you had a nanny."
No, stop. Boy, stop. Boy, stop.
Can I say, though, in terms of physicality, very similar to the original. She would not hesitate to beat people who are being disobedient.
I'm just
The
saying.
original one was problematic.
Very.
What was the original nanny's weapon of choice?
Oh,
Also a riding crop, wasn't it? Or was it just the back of her hand?
It's been a minute.
That's all she needs.
You watched more of it than I have, but there was some incredible sexism in the 80s version. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I feel like what they did with the 80s version more often than when they initially introduced her made me very uncomfortable as an adult rewatching it, just because it was so demeaning to Allura.
Okay.
But instead, taking her and making her Lotor's nanny and making it so that she was also very much his tutor, and in this episode becomes Hunk's tutor as well. Like, you get the idea that, you know, it's strict and it makes sense within their warrior culture as well. It didn't feel like the show was just being mean to Allura for no reason. Like, it made sense in context.
Leave her alone.
Well, and these two shows were both really good at exposition with these two episodes were both really good at exposition without the exposition dump. One in the form of a flashback and one in the form of the tutorial from hell.
Sure.
So that I appreciated that they were.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night. Yeah, but I appreciate that they went that way instead of just like, here's the information you need, and that in both circumstances it comes around.
I'm just happy I finally figured out what the hell rapid saw was. It's driving me crazy. I was like with Hunk, I was like, just tell me what it is.
And I love that. Well, I learned what rapid saw means was what pushed him over the edge. Like, okay, sounds like fun.
Cool, I'm in.
And also, combat is the searing light that burns away imperfections on every level. Like, the Galra have been violent, let's say violent, for a long time.
It's good coffee.
Our tea is so good today.
Well, I'm just kind of like, are we really surprised that they went this way? And are we really surprised that, one, they're one of the only named empires that we have in the show, and two, all it took was for one emperor to go off the deep end for them to start conquering everything. Not just their little corner, but everything.
But at the same time, history is written by the victors.
This is true.
So there doesn't. We're the only empire. All right. There's nobody else in town. You want to go? You want an empire? Come to us.
And
we're the Galra.
And
We're the Galra.
as we've seen in previous seasons of this show, if they hadn't done it, Altea might have instead.
Yeah, that was
I know.
not the most uncomfortable AU I've ever seen, but close. Ugh.
Well,
So we have Sendak back, of all people.
Okay.
You all right? You okay there?
I just want to know why. Sendak came back. He said all these great things, and he was like, "Oh hey, I did my job. Deuces for the rest of the freaking season." I was like,
You know what this means. He's
Yeah.
going to be the villain of next season.
Yeah.
And we've got this nice little, we have a full-on civil war going on among the Galra.
Yeah.
And we have the new rebel faction, I guess, is the fire of purification, which cracks me up because they're just trying to clean up the dumpster fire.
With a bigger fire.
With a bigger fire.
The hotter fire, yeah.
We're just gonna take this fire and we're gonna put it over here with the rest of the fire and email 911.
But speaking to Sendak, I really liked all right, Sendak's back and he's got to kill a new arm, and that's it, man. That's all we get. Like I was expecting deuces. Just deuces. I was really happy that we have him back, and it wasn't just a instant and we get rid of him instantly.
Yeah.
But he's playing the rest of the season very strategically, and he's going from colony to colony, being like, "You messed up, son."
Well, and I love that every time we've seen Sendak, he's been effective, and the Paladins are straight up worried about him. We've seen him basically 3 times over the course of the series. We've got that first bit with Sendak, the guy who almost got all the lions, Sendak.
Yeah.
We have his return at the Kralzera, and then we have this. And this, I think, has done an incredibly good job of building up a season building up a villain that doesn't have a lot of screen time, honestly.
It's like Jaws. You're more scared of him the less you see.
But I think Sendak works in saltwater.
unlike certain animatronics.
And now I'm going to call Sendak Bruce for the rest of the season.
You know, I see no problem with that. I'm still, one of my friends talked to me about this. I'm like, yeah, no, he's back. You know, we knew he was going to come back. And she's like, yeah, after they yeeted him into space, we knew he was. I'm like, oh my God. So he got yeeted into space and came back with a shark.
Team Sendak's back.
I prefer to think of him as being conned in space, because that's what happened. He got launched. Although, like, to the point of like him being a menacing presence, one of the most unsettling scenes of the entire series was like involved him, and that scene where Shiro does launch him out into space. That is again one of the most uncomfortable moments in the entire series.
Oh, yeah.
And it was focused on him. So
They planted the seeds early that Sendak was going to be a continuous and high-value target of a threat.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeeted him into space.
I mean, now I'm just imagining William Shatner screaming yeet. And on that note, we have another wonderful thing that you should check out.
on your mark, get set, go! Double Dare is back on Nickelodeon. That's right, the first and the best game show for kids returns on Monday, June 25th at 8. Monday at 8. Double Dare legend Mark Summers is teaming up with new host Liza Koshy to bring you mind-boggling trivia, larger-than-life obstacles, big prizes, and more slime than ever before. Gear up for the messiest show on TV. All new Double Dare premieres on Monday, June 25th at 8. Once again, that's Monday at 8 on Nickelodeon. Guys, I'm so excited.
Let me tell you.
It's next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Red Lion, Emma Fife, and I were lucky enough to see a live version of Double Dare at Comic-Con a couple years ago.
2 years.
And Mark Summers was the host, but the teams were all of former Nick, like all that. Actually, no, it was all that battle of various casts, and it was just like we got to see all of the original stunt pieces, like right in front of us,
The
and
tongue.
but they had to say you can't slide down the tongue slot, and we tried, but it ended up not. But yeah, no, it made me go, you know, this show still has something, and especially with Mark Summers still behind it, I'm excited to watch it again.
Oh yeah, I for one support the revival of all those Nickelodeon kid game shows. Let's do this. Let's do Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Figure it out.
Figure it
That
out.
was really
That was
fun.
that was the last thing shot at the Florida studios before they shut it down.
That
Yeah,
makes me sad.
history.
And plus, anything that involves that just classic Nickelodeon green slime,
Yeah,
I'm all
same.
for.
Which is non-toxic and edible and kind of has to be.
Yeah, I feel so. Especially with how much they put into like celebrities' faces at like the Kids' Choice Awards. You're like, oh my god.
They published a
everywhere.
recipe for it once in Nickelodeon magazine, like decades ago.
I
It was like
back when we were getting Nickelodeon magazine.
Man, I
it was
still
like
have some.
oatmeal.
Hashtag GAC.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. I miss Jack.
For you kids who don't know, GAC was the green slime.
And Steve is our Koran in the booth right now.
I love it.
He needs a killer mustache. So where are we picking up?
I think that the top where we left off was Shiro having trouble, and I put this in my notes as Shiro vision.
Oh, that is pretty much how that would be.
And Shiro having problems has been kind of one of the themes of the series, but we're getting it really hard in this episode.
So this is where my questions started coming in. So was he seeing what Hagar was seeing, or was he just, or was it just coming to him randomly? Because I know that she was controlling him at one point. We knew that already in the beginning. But like,
Reverse baby monitor, I
there
think
you
is
go.
what's
Okay.
happening
Yeah,
here.
because I was very confused. Because I was like, are you like manifesting these, or are you act like, yeah?
I think it was
Yeah, it was yet
Hagar.
another expositing to the audience without
Okay.
being like, here's exposition. It's
Right.
here's Shiro's trauma. We know you love that.
Hagar forcibly entering Shiro's mind, and
Okay.
then once she got control,
Right.
being able to see through his eyes.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but I definitely think that this was some. Y'all okay?
I hear heaving from over the side of the table, and I'm like, oh boy,
I didn't mean to do like the Marge Simpson.
We definitely got some feedback from that, and we saw her going through Orand and becoming Onarva again.
And I was
Which
like, what?
But like, if you want to, I know that they split these larger seasons up into smaller seasons, but you could have put that moment anywhere, and that would be an instant hook for any Voltron fan.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like that's her whole point. Is like, I need enough quintessence to reverse the poisoning. All right, I did it. Now what? Before we go too far into that really quickly, I just wanted to make one last comment about Hunk in this episode.
Do it.
The moment where he ends up being best boy and brings our two Galra friends back together as pure Galra. I want a meme of Hunk takes one Galra history lesson.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's reconciling all over the place. But I still liked the gung ho thinking and the fact that Hunk did get a chance to be in the forefront.
Yeah, especially because we always talk about how great of a character Hunk is, because the fact that even though he is kind of the comedic relief with Lance at that point, I feel like they all kind of do it, but it's mostly from Hunk's point of view that we get episodes where the fact that he is so smart that he's able to take things and break it down. But like this one was really cool seeing it from the fact that he was ordering everyone like what to do, and that was really awesome.
Yeah, they absolutely deferred to him as the engineer. They're like, you know how to fix this. Tell us how to fix this.
Yeah.
And I love that it's not just, oh, he's the funny one. It's you have this very specific skill. You will be the best person for this situation. You tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And we've come a long way from season 1 because at this point he's like, all right, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do that. Let's go.
Yeah. And it was really awesome because the fact that you would probably, if it was a different type of show, you would get people arguing and stuff, and Hunk would be like, enough, like, you know, but there wasn't that. It was just like, this is what we need to do. Okay, we came across an issue. Let's try to, you know, backtrack and get back onto it. And it was really cool.
And it was Shiro's fault that it all turned to crap.
I mean, there was a
It
lot
was
of Shiro
Nerva's
problems.
fault
in
that it all
this
went to
season.
hell. Let's be real. Let's be real. You don't blame the victim.
I blame Lance a lot. I love you, bro, but like, you were lacking on the mackin today, and I was upset.
I've discovered something in this
I said
show,
it.
and that's
I said what I said.
Out of
That's
the
very
way,
nice.
though.
I am happy for him for that, but
Mac-a-lackin'.
I'm also mad at Allura for being like, I'm gonna jump out of my lion just
Same.
in the middle of battle. I was like, bro,
Why
there's
did you-
radiation coming up out of this planet. Stop it. Stop it.
It would be so much faster to just park your lion next to his, but no, let's again yeet it into space.
No, she just had to boop the robo snoot. That's all she had to
that's
do.
it.
Just whack. Oh, jeez, thank you.
That was it. Instead of her just flying into nothingness.
It's a hard reboot.
Oh my god, I became my auntie so fast. I got up out of my chair and I was like, girl, get back in your lion right now.
He is not worth it.
I like took off my shoe. I was like, what is happening?
Stupid.
So Alexis, you had some
Your
opinions.
husband's like, honey, why did you throw a shoe at the TV? Why is our
My
TV
dog's like
broken?
cowering in the corner. Like, what's happening? And Neil's just like, babe, she's a cartoon. Sit down. I was like, she's my baby. Get back in your lion.
They're both of your babies.
Yeah,
They're both the
so
blue.
mad. I was just like,
Wow.
this is episode 1. This is episode 1.
Episode 5 is about the point where I went, okay, this has to be the finale. Oh my God, there's 2 more. I discovered that nobody in this show, like people in this show, for some reason, are unable to push people out of the way and then keep going. Like you save someone from the blow and then they just stop. Like that's not how it works.
Narratively speaking, you have to stand there. It's a rule.
Why don't you just dodge?
Gravitationally speaking, it'll just keep moving.
Apparently he rolled for a 12 to
had to
dodge
hit
and did
her.
not get it.
Like you had to hit her and then hit the. I'm just having a DBZ abridged moment. Like,
Yeah.
wow, I've been standing here for a while. I could probably dodge.
I probably should have grabbed him. I could probably still do that now, actually.
I was just gonna stand here.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was so upset.
This show does that a lot. I have no problem with it because dramatic tension, but at this point, it's a trope.
Yeah.
Like saying, for the first episode back for season 6, this very well could have felt like a filler episode, but when things start to fall apart, you really do feel the stakes.
Oh yeah.
So like this could have gone terribly badly. Like this whole Galra base could have been destroyed. This could have completely
Voltron could have been destroyed.
Yeah. This whole thing could have fallen, like made their entire alliance with Lotor fall apart right here and now. So
Thanks, Mom.
Oh no! What a terrible thing.
how terrible that would have been.
Save that for 20 minutes from now.
Okay.
Anyway, we need to move on. Let's talk a little more about Lance because I know Alexis has capital opinions. I feel like he's actually. I feel like we've kind of left Loverboy Lance behind. I feel like he's being much more of an adult about his feelings.
Wait, which episode are we talking about?
One and 2. I mean, he's definitely doing the awkward, I get to hang out with Allura thing, but he's not horribly flirting with her. Like
True.
we've
Okay, I'll
stepped
give you
away
that.
from that, which I appreciate.
He's more in like jealous boy crush. Well, not boy crush. Whoa, whoa.
yeah.
Jealous crush phase right now, where he's like, oh, she's spending a lot of time with another dude, and I really just want to be notice me senpai, but I can't. So I'm also trying to be a manly man at the same time, notice me senpai, and it's just a lot.
I'm just a boy from Cuba.
Yeah.
I'm not a space prince.
Yo.
That line.
That got me. I was like, this is why I love you, but at the same time, I really just want to high five you in the face with a chair.
This is why I love you, but stop!
What I love about this whole thing, though, is that even though he's jealous and even though he is, his jealousy is definitely manifesting itself in different ways. He never for a second acts like he's entitled to Allura.
Yeah.
True. That is, and that's the one thing I will always respect about him, that he's not like, you're my woman, It's not like it's on a
Yeah,
drama.
it's not like, at no point did he ever go, I call dibs, everyone.
Yeah.
He never does that. He never objectifies her.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
treat Allura like an
He
object.
treat her like a queen, like that's what she is.
And then the mice rat him out.
Okay.
That
You didn't mean to
was
do that on
crazy.
purpose, but that was great.
No, I absolutely meant to do that on purpose. I made that joke twice because I've watched this episode 3 times. Once with my own very loud commentary and once sitting with Megan. And I watched it by myself first because I have no patience.
But I was going to say, does that imply that Megan doesn't do her own live commentary? You have a reaction
No,
channel,
no,
for God's
it's because
sake.
She's just audible screaming like the entire
Oh,
time.
you should have heard me during some of the later episodes. At one point, I was laughing so hard and yelling, I had to actually stop the episode, scream it out.
And then continue.
Oh, yeah, no, I was laughing like crazy because it was far less, oh my God, a thing just happened, and far more, I've been validated on 6 different levels, and also screw you, specific person.
Now I'm just picturing you sitting and watching it by yourself and going, looks like the mice ratted him out. Nice.
I mean, I didn't
gotta
do
write that
that,
one
but I
down.
definitely went.
Pause. I gotta write that one down.
We're just like, take a note.
Siri, take a note. I have a droid.
Do you mind if I ask a fellow nerd question about our respective color-coded characters?
Go for it.
Do you think Pidge and Hunk went too far in making fun of Lance?
Hell no.
No.
But that's me though. I'm Lance.
I feel like if they felt like at any point they had crossed a line, they would have apologized. Like, I feel like they wouldn't have dished out any more than they know he could take.
Yeah, I didn't feel that it was a power trip or like the geeks have inherited the earth or something like that. But it's they make fun of him for all of the times where he plays Loverboy.
And Lance also makes fun of them too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And to their credit, they don't necessarily know that this is any different from any of his other superficial crushes.
Exactly. And he's
so-
been flirting with Allura super hard for forever.
That-
and it's only just kind of taken
Yeah,
off.
it's only now sort of manifesting in a thing where it's a meaningful relationship.
Yes.
As opposed, something a little deeper than just, you're so pretty, let's get a selfie together.
Yeah.
That being said,
My boy.
I absolutely adored that entire sequence.
Yo.
I was roasting him.
It was so good.
Pidge is ripped for holding Hunk like straight. That was remarkable.
That was beautiful. I literally, like, you could ask my husband. I was squeeing so hard, I choked on water. Like, it was just like,
It's
That's
It's
actually
called
what you got of a cup now.
yeah, no, like, I will actually
It's a
just
safety
spill,
concern.
spill
It's called
everything.
committing to the bit.
Oh, it was
and she
gorgeous.
did. I'm not sure who has the better Altean royalty impersonation,
I was gonna
honestly.
say,
I love them both.
dude.
They're so good.
Dude was just like, oh, Lance.
Doing Allura pretty good justice.
Also to my, oh my god.
I want footage from the booth.
Yeah, me too. But also for my dude, he was also not paying attention. He had a job.
Yeah. He had one job
Again,
and he was not doing
I
it.
love you. You were also, daydreaming about your lady, but yo, you have a job to do.
Although he was the third wheeling it pretty hard there and in the initial setup. Like, you didn't invite the engineers and me.
I did like the animation of him just bumping into crap and then just
Knocking things over.
smooth as glass.
But also just the magic moment.
I do love that, like, we're the scientist, and I helped.
I love that we've gone from me breaking you to you breaking Mark.
Oh no, we just made a reference to something that we can't talk about on a kid's show.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've lost all my
hence all the pantomiming that makes for great podcasting.
Shout out to our audio listeners.
Speaking of great podcasting and our audio listeners, we're going to talk to you for a minute or two about iTunes. Because if you get... You doing okay over there?
No.
We all right?
She's not.
so broken.
You're welcome. Let me just improvise this live read and then we'll get going on it. While Alexis breaks in the corner over there. For those of you who have already reviewed us on iTunes, thank you. You are definitely part of the reason that we are still here, that we are on this channel, that we are continuing to talk about the show. If you like the show, if you would like to hear me continue breaking Alexis on a weekly basis because it's fun. If you want to hear ridiculous shippy talk that is and also is not shippy talk. If you want to hear just us being us about giant robot lions. The best thing you can do to support our show, head over to iTunes, rate it 5 stars. You can only rate it 5 stars because there's 5 lions in Voltron, and if there are any less than 5, you can't form Voltron. So you've got to do 5 stars. And subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you like about the show. And of course, when you do that, you get a shout out on the show.
So our last show was on March 19th, earlier this year. So I'm not sure if we read this one out loud. Apologies if this is a repeat, but love this podcast by the Gabby Corn Cat. This podcast is so good. I always find it so entertaining to listen. Keep it up. The Best VLD After Show by Crafty Pants D. I always look forward to these after shows so much, and I always adore hearing from the cast and crew. The amount of chemistry and banter between everyone is so fun. I can't tell you how much I belly laugh watching everyone. This show is a true joy, and I will deeply miss it when Voltron ends. Thank you all so much for sharing your time and talents with us fans. It brings me so much joy. Love you all, Crafty Pants. My absolute favorite podcast by Toothless and Hiccup. This is my first AfterBuzz show I've listened to / watched, but it is absolutely amazing and has gotten me hooked. I can't wait for season 6 to come out so we can get new episodes of this. Thank you.
And here we are.
I know. Hello.
Guys, this is a great one. Princess Keith says, "Oh my God, I love this. I absolutely love these gals and Mark." So they included that. I didn't add
Oh,
that.
that's very nice. Thank you.
So much. I swear I've rewatched this more than I've rewatched the actual show.
Oh, wow.
And then finally,
Professional adjacent.
heck yes.
Hashtag professional adjacent. Thank you, Steve.
And then one more from Gaming Comics. Much love. I love to watch Voltron and then listen to this. It's so much fun, and I can't wait for more. Thank you guys so much.
You guys are just wonderful. And if you leave a review in an iTunes store that is not the American iTunes store, please take a screen cap of that and throw it in our hashtag ABTVVoltron. Also, feel free to throw whatever the heck else you want in that hashtag. We love it. We check it. It's wonderful. But those reviews do count, and those reviews do get read if we see them. So put them in the hashtag day of the show. It's wonderful. I'm just laughing that Princess Ponies drew a picture of Team Sendak getting yeeted into space by Shiro.
Team Sendak is blasting off again.
I need it in my life, and I also might need to make it a new phone wallpaper.
It's in the ABTV Voltron hashtag. And also, thank you to Keith Sword for this awesome fan art that's also in the hashtag.
Oh, did she finish it?
She colored it, yeah.
Okay.
It is delightful. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's quite
Super
lovely.
cute.
Oh my God, my hair looks amazing.
So thank you so
y'all.
much, Keith Sword.
We need to swing into the time warp.
Let's do the time warp again.
Mr. Q, Steve. I'm kidding.
It's not like I
No, you're
gave him
fine.
any warning.
No, not at all.
No, we're just messing with you.
We just had music in our heart and we had to share it.
We have a full-on episode. We have a full-on mom and son episode.
Yeah.
And I love that we got the Space Bermuda Triangle, we got time travel, and we got Crolia's backstory, which I think is something that everyone wanted.
Now, I do want to say that I prefer the way they actually did choose to tell this story and how she and Keith's father met. Like, I much prefer the visual component of this with the sort of time structure that they set up. However, I did not care for the fact that Keith is like, you have so much to explain right now. And she's like, there's no time. We have an arbitrary thing to do that you couldn't have known about 2 minutes ago. So let's go and do that. Like, that was where I'm like, did you actually, you were just on a completely different planet on a completely different mission. When did you have the time to get another call to go elsewhere within the galaxy?
I think this was just the continuation of what they were already working on. Like
the
Blade knew about this weird quintessence, and the mission is to track it down. And hey, if I can avoid awkward explanations with my somewhat estranged son, I'll do that.
Yeah.
The Galra are bad at communicating.
Clearly.
I didn't like how it devolved from something's coming! Grab onto something! Well, here's the stupid flash again. It just became a minor
2
inconvenience.
years of that is kind of the point where you're just like, okay, what? All right, time to hallucinate. Let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
die! Never mind.
Never, everything's fine now.
Oh, I think he was doing scream-activated lights.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different show, but I appreciate it.
Can we pull that over from Camp?
I think it was Ruby first.
That was probably Ruby first.
Or Nomad. It might have been Nomad. Anyway, which you can subscribe
Other
right
really
now on
great
AFTERBUZZ TV
animated
Animation.
shows. Yeah. Other great shows we do on Rooster Teeth Animation. Subscribe to them all because they're fun.
Tune in to Rooster Teeth reviews on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
I'm still catching up.
And you're fine.
It's wonderful.
Good time.
But yeah, I love that so many of my alien shows wind up with space whales in them.
yeah,
Me too. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
If all else fails, space whales.
I'm okay
That
with that.
rhymed.
I'm okay with that.
I was gonna say I was sort of half expecting another space whale with spoiler alert to go flying by, but that's regarding a different show.
Oh God. Yep. But yeah, for this, I have to say that the part of the backstory that I love the most is Keith's dad, who I don't think ever got a name, and Crolia meeting each other, and I just like, all right, I'm gonna crack open the spaceship that just landed in my yard, and oh, that's a hot alien. I'm gonna hit that.
I thought the same thing. And Neil was like, come on. I'm like, come on.
I mean, we're not wrong on either side, but both of them going, that's a hot alien. I'm gonna hit that.
Gotta marry her.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, he ripped the Galra
I was
spaceship like
How did you do that?
all right, you know what?
Did he have gloves on?
I don't know.
You remember that scene from Age of Ultron where Captain America just pulls a log apart? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know most of us have repressed Age of Ultron at this point,
Yeah.
but
Not
there
that.
was definitely the log
Is he a
scene.
Garrison super soldier? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, he's just super. So yeah, but that scene where that scene during our nice little homemaking montage where Crolia gets the flash by herself and sees his grave is just all the visual storytelling.
Like, ow, ow, ow.
So
ow,
good
ow,
and
ow,
so
ow,
paid
ow.
because she didn't know.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about that as an audience because it's like, okay, Keith's mom is dead or gone, and Keith's dad is definitely dead. We've known that for seasons. But seeing someone else come to that realization and just going, oh yeah, oh, she's been off planet for like 18 years.
And because the Galra are so, I guess, emotionally stunted when it comes to family dynamics, one of the first things she doesn't say is, "Oh, how's your dad?" Like that's never a conversation that comes up.
Mission first.
Yeah, mission first always.
You put the mission first. Actually, I just really wanted the people to not murder the people I love. I lost that sentence, but you know what I mean.
But like that, it was like watching her story. Like I feel like I would be able to watch an entire sort of spin-off of just her crash landing on Earth, learning about Earth and learning how to connect with humans. I could have watched an entire spin-off show about her defending the Blue Lion on Earth from alien threats. Yeah, like
I would
that would have been great.
I would absolutely watch Keith's Hot Parents, the show.
No, for real. Take all of my viewership.
I'm in. Sign me up. Let's
no,
go.
I was gonna say kids watch the show, so never mind. Science!
Yeah.
I just want to know how. How did it happen? How did you do it?
There is now fan art and a hashtag of you yelling, "Get back in your lion" at Allura.
That's fine, because that's how I felt.
Which, God bless
Come on,
Princess
I'm not the only
Ponies.
one who thought this, right?
Oh no, it was like, what are you doing? I say
making
as I break the audio levels.
I did that the entire time we've been talking. Just yelling at him. Sorry,
I
Steve.
do love that we have homemaking. I do love that we've adopted a space wolf and probably named it Yorak.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, all right.
I mean, why not?
It looked like a Pokemon.
It does.
It does look like a Pokemon.
Not to be like, oh, look, space monster.
Yeah,
No,
it looks like
it looks like a
it looks like a
Pokemon,
Pokemon.
and it teleports.
It looks like a Luxray.
Yeah, that's what I was
It does.
thinking.
It's a bit like a Luxray and a Zebstrika,
Yeah, just...
except a wolf. He adopted Garurumon.
Yeah. I didn't want to know more about
I want to know more about the space wolf.
Especially because they were going on missions, and I was just like, okay, cool. And I was like, is the wolf there too? Oh, yep, okay.
This is
Well,
awkward.
yeah, they-
It's the wolf's name is actually Keith.
I knew it.
I love that Keith tried to make fetch happen.
Oh, and he was like, oh. Disappointed head, not
tried
bow,
so
but
hard.
like head dip. I was like, oh, buddy.
It's just like, oh, honey, it's not a dog. This is you're gonna have to teach it. You're gonna have to teach
Gonna have to
it.
try.
And then we have essentially a 2-year time skip.
I liked that.
Puberty hit that boy like a sack of bricks.
But like, it was an uppercut because he grew.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think
Taller
about
now.
that. I was thinking just a cross.
I have mixed feelings about this time skip because on the one hand, I feel like pacing wise it was very well done.
Yes.
On the other hand, I kind of wouldn't have minded if we had like cut away from them for a little while and then
okay.
revisited them in a couple episodes
Sure.
and then they've been like it was 2 years.
Okay.
So I don't know.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
I did my waiting 2 years of it.
An escapade.
The
On
way
a space whale.
the way that they talked about time, I thought that they were going to experience 2 years, and by escaping that gravitational pull, that the time was going to go back to as linear as it was, and they would have lived 2 years in the course of an afternoon.
Yeah.
But I do like how they did it, where Keith they visibly manifested Keith's growth by
Yes.
making him bigger.
Yeah.
So it was a very I liked how they ended up going with it.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on that. I think that would have been really cool to be like, okay, they're busy doing mission stuff. We come back. It's been 2 years. I'm sorry, what?
or even maybe take an entire episode up. Although I guess that most of this episode was
them,
the time
yeah.
distortion stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, more Crowlia is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
love her so much. ...
Yes.
Just like approved. Yes, let's
Yeah,
do this.
all of it.
And it's just the nice little hook that we leave this episode with. That we found the place where this crazy quintessence came from.
We found
There's an Altea.
we found Princess Zelda.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Zelda.
Oh, so it's Wolf Link.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh my god.
This has all been building up to a Breath of the Wild crossover.
I knew it. I can't wait to get into the next episode.
But did anybody think that it was just Altea?
No.
With all the time jumping, I thought it was entirely possible that they had gone back in time.
And
Interesting.
but also all of the interdimensional stuff as well.
yeah,
It's possible
they could have
that
ended up in a completely different dimension.
an Altea that survived could have ended up not just in that, but in that time space. In both the space and time of craziness, I thought it was a possibility.
See, I was
But they
thinking,
also go ahead.
That's how you know we've been friends for so long.
They also very visibly landed on this planet that looked like it was a barren wasteland outside of this one specific biodome.
Yeah.
Well, biome or biodome with Pauly Shore.
Okay, biome.
Sorry.
It has been an extremely long day, y'all.
Yeah,
It
Keith-
felt like 2 years.
Keith sees past the force, he sees the wheeze. But it reminded me of for lack of a better term, holovids that Allura was seeing of her dad.
yeah.
So that's why I was like, is this Altea?
I definitely had that. Were those Junaberries? Wait.
Yeah.
See, in my head, I was thinking that it was like a sister planet to Altea, so that it wasn't specifically Altea, but it was like, hey,
Yeah.
guess what? There's actually another planet also with Alteans,
in-
but it's not Altea. We'll
Get
explain
wrecked.
later. Yeah.
In the original show, they did have like contact with other planets where other Alteans happen to live. So, or that show's equivalent of Altea, whose name I forget.
Yeah, because even before we moved on to the next episode, I was like, oh, maybe that's why they all didn't die, because they were able to escape in time and then found this planet that made it the new Altea.
Worst case scenario, something masquerading as a new Altea to like lure in to lure in Voltron. Like I thought maybe this was a trap for them.
So it's an Altea flytrap.
Yeah, like in that filler episode of Dragon Ball Z, we're totally Namek.
Oh my god.
Okay. And on that note, I'm laying down the spoiler warning.
Why?
We are gonna have
Spoiler alert!
Thank you.
We are gonna have, I want to
much
say,
shorter.
like a 6 or 7 minute, just real quick vent
throw it out
session
there.
about the rest of the season. And I want to start it with, so this weird quintessence led them to this planet. Do we think that that weird quintessence was what was extracted from Lotor's little genocide side project?
Genocide Project.
Genocide project.
It's a
It's
terrible
more.
show.
It's actually more of a eugenics.
HGTV.
It was a little more of a eugenics project, but still, it was pretty hecked up.
No. I mean, yeah, straight up. Yeah.
I mean, I know there's
was
a
not
Justice for
expecting that.
Lotor hashtag going around, and I'm like,
No.
okay,
Can
but
we not?
Lotor.
He
the-
killed people.
He's the-
massive amounts of people.
and the thing is, and this is what gets me. It's just, oh my god. He knew the whole time. He met Allura. He met Koran. He knows that they are convinced that they are the last 2 Alteans alive, and he let them continue to think that.
Yeah.
All this time, presumably months and months and months. Like, time passes in this show.
Yeah.
He let them continue to think that they were the last of their kind alone in the universe.
Yeah, he had
when
to.
he had a whole little pocket planet full of them. Like,
Like a
you
polybucket.
monster.
Gotta catch them all.
Awful.
I mean, he kind of did.
But I mean, yes, correct. But ow.
And then he sent the ones he didn't want off to the professor to make candy.
Oh!
And I just ruined Pokemon Go for everyone.
I'm so sorry, Steve and iTunes listeners. I did not mean to scream in your beautiful ears. Holy Quiznak, that's just rude.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Katie,
No.
rude. Very rude.
In Lotor's mind, this all made sense.
I
He
know.
was waiting for the
He's
perfect
messed up.
time.
He's messed up.
Yes. Waiting for the
Bro
perfect
has
time.
problems.
He had Allura in the palm of his hand. It was emotional
Just the back of his
manipulation.
hand.
It was Lance, chill. It was emotional manipulation on a very personal scale, but you could tell the signs. Like I had an interaction with another fan over the weekend before I had watched the season, and she was like, "How much do you trust Lotor?" I went about 60-40, and she went, "That's good." But
I was gonna say, does that
that-
percentage change when you're looking into his eyes?
Here's the thing 60-40 was almost, I think that was almost exactly the poll when it was at the end of, I want to say, season 4, when Lotor showed up and went, I want to make an alliance.
Yeah.
And then the Voltron Instagram went, so, Paul, do you trust Lotor? And 60% said yes. And I think that's the point where I went, 60% of fans have been duped.
Yeah, no.
I was
Straight up.
right.
No,
Well,
I've
listening-
been saying this. I'm like,
his language,
as
his
hell.
his language was about peace, prosperity. He was double
how
talking
they get
like Hans and Frozen, where you look at a song like "Love Is an Open Door" and it's the villain song.
I knew it immediately.
But it's one of those things where it's very selective language to take advantage of somebody, and it was awful. It was flipping awful.
yeah.
We
know.
finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say.
No, it wasn't good. Why accept sorry?
Mentally, in his brain, he's just
fine.
like, but the royalty, but the throne, oh, you can do this, you can do this.
What?
But yeah, no, this was,
It
bless America.
reminds
Yeah,
me
no,
of
for
a
real.
lot of like Zero from like Code Geass, where he like justifies what he's doing by like saying it's for the greater good, it's for the greater,
greater
good. The difference between Zero and Lotor is that at the end of the day, Zero's willing to lay down his life for the sake of a better world.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for that series. Sorry.
for years.
Well, dang it.
But Lotor, at the end of the day, you feel like he's just in it for himself. Yeah, he'll be like, but I will rule a peaceful galaxy. But it's like, but yeah, you're still king of the castle in this scenario.
And then he becomes a scenery-chewing madman, and I kind of loved that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Just
Yeah, like just full on psycho. I was like, all right.
I love when villains go full megalomaniac.
But it also made that whole full circle of like he's becoming just like his mother when she was doing the same, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
But the
apple
ghost,
doesn't fall far from the tree or the dumpster fire.
the apple core doesn't fall far from the dumpster fire. But they're just the ghost face style reveal and scenery chewing was, I love it.
Yeah.
But I also
love
loved his crew going like,
And we're out.
Whatever.
Okay, I think we need to
Like, I-
separate ourselves.
Like, it
I
was
stopped-
absolutely fine until he just decided he was going to murder us too. And we're
No, but it was
gone.
like I stopped paying attention to his plan like
like
months
a while
ago.
ago.
Whatever.
I love it because I wish you guys were here to watch Neil's face because he went, I'm sorry, what did he just say? And he like grabbed the remote from me. He's like, did he just say what I think he just said? I'm like, have you not been paying attention?
And that was their reaction.
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, I think we're good. Hey, we had a great run.
You know, I think I'm gonna just hit the old dusty trail finger guns.
Oh my, look at my wrist. It's time to go.
Really quickly, while we're in spoiler territory, can we talk about the seemingly endless amount of Shiro clones?
I love that we had
I'm
like
so-
400 Shiro clones. A part of me is like, why do you need that much Shiro? And the other part of me is like, why wouldn't you need that much Shiro?
Yo, I feel like-
you can make an army that is controlled from a single point.
Yeah, no.
And like I know we don't talk about it very
Mark?
often.
I'm here for Vine references, chat. Thank you very much.
Wait, if it's not the Sand Guardian Vine, I don't care.
No, Aksha's team. Can we get a waffle? Can we please get a waffle? Anybody? Nobody? All right. Anyways.
No, it's not the Sand Guardian Vine. Therefore, I don't care.
I do love
I know.
that, you know, we don't talk about it very often, but he was the champion. So if they were going to go forward with this clone project for an army, why not clone one of the strongest people you have? It makes sense.
I just love
It's
how
just like
You need to
500
stop.
of them.
What?
It makes sense. No, you need to stop.
Can I throw
I mean,
out?
I like having more Shiro to go around, but not like this.
Can I throw out
Correct.
an insane theory
Yeah, go
about
for it.
why they enacted this cloning project in the
Please,
first place?
do it.
I think that this was a contingency plan for if Zarkon ever died. Because Zarkon had been alive for years and years and years by harvesting quintessence. Quintessence is getting hard to come by.
Oh,
What
okay.
if you run out of quintessence?
Right.
You gotta have a backup plan if
Which
you want to
is-
keep your immortality.
Which is why the
Interesting.
planet juice extractor was such a big deal.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
But a remarkable fight between the two of them. The animation
my God.
reminded me of All Might.
Yeah, that's exactly the first thing I thought, 'cause
Yes.
it was going from color to like sharp edges and then all of a sudden black and white in certain
But then
ones.
the
Yeah.
heavy lining
was-
Oh, yeah.
in the
It was
motion.
so anime.
And
It was
yes,
beautiful.
Keith went as full Galra as he could have,
Yes.
Yeah.
which
Yes.
was pretty metal.
That was also the other thing that got spoiled for me.
And I love that this validated 3 of our theories in one go.
All one go.
That the real Shiro has been dead for a while.
Well.
That he's a clone and that he's a sleeper agent.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
Everything.
I was sitting there with my husband and we paused it and I went, oh my god, every single guest that we've had as we've been saying these theories have just been like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, we actually have been saying this crap forever.
Here's the thing.
crazy.
I am gonna yell at Josh Keaton the next time I see him
because he was so-
the point where I had to stop it and laugh was I've been dead for a while, and that's where I just stopped and just shrieked for a while. I don't know if any of you have ever heard me like laughing so hard I start cackling and then just yell a lot.
Oh, not the yelling part. It usually stops after the cackling.
Oh,
That's
I
where
went-
that's my level.
I went full cycle
Oh,
for
that's
about it was
great.
about 5 minutes, and I'm pretty sure the neighbors thought I was either getting murdered or doing a murder.
Either way.
And then I kind of stopped and turned the episode back on.
Hashtag doing a murder. Let me
Hashtag SSDGM.
Alejandro Cervantes in chat says, if I saved all the Shiro clones, I'd make a Butler cafe with them in Butler.
I would attend. I would totally attend. But no, when
And
that,
it could double as a cat cafe.
Oh, yeah.
See, that is a cosplay cafe that I want. Everyone's like, I want maid cafes, and I'm like, no. I want a Shiro
Shiro
cafe.
cafe.
Well, they have Butler
Shiro
cafes
Flow
too.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shiro Kitty Cat Cafe.
He's the
One
cat.
with ears, ones with not. It's a bunch of different clones. But yeah, I immediately thought of you when that line came up. I was like, oh, Katie's having a field day. Maybe I was just like hearing it in the background somewhere.
Like,
You're hearing it
Like-
30 miles away at my house.
And I was
Katie
like,
just losing her noise.
Through
Katie
space
laughing?
and time, because I'm pretty sure we all watched it at different times.
We did.
You just hear a voice going, I
told you. And I was like, oh, hey, Katie.
I was right.
I was so happy for you.
Thank you, script that was written like 3 years ago for validating my theories.
Again, I'm still surprised that the guests kept their mouths shut when we talked about it.
Beautiful, beautiful poker faces,
Kudos
the
to the
lot
cast
of you.
and crew.
Thank you.
Kudos to the cast and crew for keeping a lid on it,
Yeah,
because
seriously.
I absolutely adored seeing all this play out.
That said, I think it's about time to wrap this up because we will be getting into those points later on in the season. We're definitely going to be talking about those. For now, I think I want to do a real quick shout out before we finish. We're all wearing pins from Sci-Fi. She did a Kitty Rose line that's all of the Voltron helmets, and they are adorable as heck. And I don't know if she still has them in stock, but I think you can probably get those at Anime Expo in July.
Buy her merch.
Correct me if I'm wrong on Twitter. But yeah, no, just do the thing. They're adorable and beautiful, and I love them, and just cute as hell.
And I know that a lot of people have asked about the hats and stuff like that. Oh my gosh,
Arsenic and
cyanide.
cyanide.
Thanks everyone. It's been a day. But also that's also where we got our shirts. I know they were doing the Voltron boxes for Paladin boxes for a while. I know they are going to start doing the hats again soon since the season just came out, so you guys should check them out.
Yeah, they got to
as
get
well.
through their My Hero stuff first.
Yeah, which is totally
I'm
fine.
definitely
That's a
saving
lot.
up some money for a My Hero hat.
Theme. But yes, so you should definitely check them out as well because she's awesome. I met her at one of the cons, so yeah.
Metal.
Yeah, it's dope.
So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. You guys are wonderful. We adore you. Remember to leave reviews on iTunes. Remember to throw fun stuff in the hashtag because we do check that. And remember to keep the comments spoiler free, all right? Be good to people. In the meantime, Mark, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Mark B. Donica on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/inventoryfullpt. We have a gaming show that we took this week off because last week was E3 and we did way too much crap. But make sure to go check it out. We stream throughout the week, and it's a whole lot of fun. Also, make sure to subscribe here if you're a fan of cartoons because we're going to be covering Camp tomorrow. Nope, Wednesday. What day is it?
I was gonna say
We
what?
don't know.
Yeah, we're going to be
It's been
covering
2
Camp
years.
on Rooster Teeth reviews, so make sure to follow us there. And that'll do it for me for that. Thank you for. It's happy to be back, and I'll be back whenever I can.
Yay!
Hey guys, I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. If you still want to see my face and my voice and me crying at stuff, Into the Badlands mid-season finale was on Sunday, and we're recapping it right now. So I will see you guys literally in a few minutes. If you guys love that show, Into the Badlands is great. Also, check me out. Geek and Sundry is doing a Phoenix Dawn Command right now, and it's a tabletop
Starter kit.
game. Starter Kit, yeah, sorry. Starter Kit playing Phoenix Dawn Command, and it's a great tabletop game that you should definitely check out. We're almost to the end.
Pretty close.
Yeah, so you need to see if my character lives. I can't say anything. You
Okay,
can't.
what if your character's a clone and there's like 300 clones of that?
Again,
Never mind.
I can't tell you what's happening. It might. I might be a clone. You don't
Hey.
know.
Megan.
I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin. If you guys are a fan of Lost or if you hate Lost, my co-host Will Link and I do a Lost retrospective called No Love Lost. He loves it. I don't. And if you guys like horror, I've been guest hosting on a podcast called The Red Room Horror News with Lucretia Lyon. So be sure to check those out because we talked about a lot of fun things and some not fun things because I just saw Hereditary this past week. And we get into it. So if you guys are interested in horror, go check that out.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on Twitch and YouTube at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I also write articles and reviews and whatnot for fanversation.com. I played that version of Skyrim on the Alexa and I reviewed it and it's hysterical, you guys. It's so much more fun than it should be. Yeah, oh no, it's great. All right, thank you guys for joining us. We will be here again next week. Same Lion time, same Lion channel. We will see you all next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.